Hello and welcome back to the RogueLands Ironman mode playthrough. Today we're starting at level 73 and I have got my first piece of ultimate gear as of last episode, so I'm feeling very excited to continue on through the game and hopefully get my next piece this episode, which will be the auto rifle. So, the long and short of it is that I need to go and run through even the... Ooh, anything I can do here? I'm going to turn my music off actually. Kind of want to chill out to some soundtracks today. Nothing I can really do there, so it's just running through Desolate Canyon. Sounds pretty fun. Right, Desolate Canyon, challenge level 1. And boom. Perfect. So, the stream today, for anyone who is interested, started a little bit late. And I don't necessarily have a topic to talk about, but I do have an explanation, and I want to talk about a few things associated with it. So last night, with my parents being away, I'd at least like to do one or two things that are semi-sociable, like talk to some people I know and do things like that. So last Sunday, I hosted my elder sister and her boyfriend cook some food, and we had fun. We just had a bit of a chat, had some dinner, and that's all it was. On Tuesday, they reciprocated, and I went to their house and we had dinner over there instead. And last night, I had my friends round. Now, I say friends, they're people that I know. They are my friends, absolutely. I wouldn't doubt it for any second of them. You know, if someone said they needed help, I'd be there in a heartbeat. But it's, people that I wasn't always friends with. There have been more recent developments. The long and short of it is that... I've already got the thing of you. What am I doing? The long and short of it is that I invited them round to play some board games, and they're people that I've known for a little while. I am out of the group of people that we normally play with. Not everybody showed up, understandably so. Tyrannog, why you gotta be there, dude? Not everybody showed up, understandably, but Tyranog's chasing me. Okay, not bad at all. So I invited them around, and the people that all work at coffee shops. They all work at like a chain of coffee shops here in the UK, weirdly. And so talking to them is always weird because I'm the only one that doesn't work there. But they're really nice people. I cannot complain enough about them because it'd all be false. Tyrannog always does so much damage. There we go. We got him. We got him dead. I all work in a coffee shop, and I'm the only person that doesn't, which always puts me in a weird situation. But that's not to say it's necessarily a bad one. So we get together every so often and play board games. But of course, because my parents are away, I wanted to host it at my house, which is somewhere most of them have never been. And we played a couple of classics. We played Settlers of Catan, a game we've played many a times when we do get together to play board games. And we also played D&D. And D&D is something that I got into earlier this year with these folks, and it's a super fun experience. I said I wanted to do it when I was younger, because I feel like it would be a laugh, and it gives you the opportunity to explore your inner role player. That, as someone who's played a lot of MMOs and kind of understands a few of the conventions of lore from fantasy or sci-fi standpoints, I think the ability to play one of those worlds, like you could purely imagine by yourself, to experience a world imagined by a select few people at the same time, is a really cool experience, an endearing one even, and that kind of thing made me excited. So I wanted to play, and when I heard that a guy that I went to high school with was playing D&D with a couple of people, I asked if I could join, and he said yes. So we went around and played a few board games, and then we played D&D a couple of weeks later. I say we because it was another one of our friends who didn't want to play D&D, so we stopped coming to such events, but he was another person that didn't work at a coffee shop. But there you go. In the end, he just left it with just me, but other people that remain, there's like 2 guys I actually went to high school with, a bunch of their colleagues, and a bunch of their colleagues' girlfriends, and that's pretty much the group. But we just get together and play stuff. We haven't played that many sessions, maybe like 4 or 5. But because not everybody's been there, there's been inconsistencies with certain storylines and things, so we end up just like jumping around and doing whatever instead of... Oh god, credit. Okay, drop that. Perfect. Yeah, instead of just starting new sessions and stuff, we just like have these one-off sessions instead, and we just explore those, and it means we get like inconsistent loot and inconsistent like enemy types and stories and things. But that's fine. Again, but we've only really been playing the starter set, so it's like the Lost Mines of Fandelver, some of the encounters involved within that campaign. So I mean, it's all well and good. It's nothing crazy. But as we've been playing, the experience has been growing for me. It's been a fantastic thing to try out and learn more about as time progresses, and having the opportunity to have this creative flair bound within a set of rules that are bendable just to see us having the most fun is fantastic. And I have expressed interest in becoming a DM, and I've since started writing my own campaign, because once again the expressive flair involved in that, this creative level that I can apply to it and send people on this journey of my own division is super cool to me. I think that sounds rad. It's like writing a fantasy novel about 5 people, but it's cool. I enjoy that. But yeah, D&D, for anybody who cares, I'm not sure if it still has the stigma that it once did, to be honest. In either way, I don't care. I've said it before that I have a particular sentiment that pretty much entails do what makes you happy, do what you think is fun, and don't let other people tell you it's bad or dumb or anything of the sort. Just do what makes you happy, and as long as you do that, you can't really complain. And if someone were to tell me that playing D&D was for, you know, nerds or for dumb people or for something similar, like whatever, you're allowed to think that. I'm not going to complain at you and tell you that you're wrong, even though you are, because there's no point. If you're that arrogant about something, then clearly you either secretly want to do it or you're just a bit of a bad person. And in either case, I don't really want to talk to you. And that's what it comes down to for that. But yeah, with this group of guys, I played D&D last night, so I made Mexican food, which is the first time anyone's really cooked at these things. We normally have a takeaway. Mexican's probably the dish, outside of like cheese on toast or like a tuna melt or something really, really basic. This Mexican dish that I cook is probably the thing I'm most comfortable with. And while my parents have been away, I've cooked it twice. But it's just like a no bean burrito that I make, and it's pretty great. I quite like it. So they all seem to enjoy it. They all said it was good. I had to make sure it was gluten free for one of the guests present, because she's unfortunately celiac, but that's fine. And everybody had a good time. It seemed like everybody had fun, so I can't really complain too much. It was a good night overall, so I appreciate that. Okay, I want to know what I need to throw away right now. I can throw these away. I can throw them away. I didn't pick up any of the planet stones. As this, just into level 8. Oh, Tyrannog, can you stop showing up in these challenge levels? I've had enough. Ooh, fired those quickly. You see, if I were to do a peasant playthrough, which is what I was going to do to try and unlock the Necro race on my main account, Tyrannog will be one of the scariest enemies because he fires so many projectiles and they follow you so acutely. If you can get him like this, it's not too bad to dodge because you can just wait until he like fires the first one off, wait until it's about to hit you and jump out of the way and you dodge them all. But if you're just walking around, it's so easy for him to hit you. Alright then. In any case, yep, last night we cooked Mexican food. I say we, it's basically just me. It was... I'm not going to get much scrap over here. Oh, that was already worth more than 700 though. Never mind. There we go. Boop. So last night we played Settlers of Catan, and I cooked some Mexican, which is no bean burrito. Nothing unexpected, just like beef, tomatoes, red wine. I basically made like a tomato passata, part-boiled rice, finish it off within the red wine and tomato like juice. Then mix in browned beef, like browned ground beef, and yeah, stir it through, and that's the meat done. And then it was pretty much like enchilada, like seasoned vegetables, just onions, peppers, and then with some romaine lettuce for the fajitas, well, for like the tortillas, and then we had nachos and stuff. And my friend bought some, because again they all work in coffee shops. He bought some leftover food that was going off, so they get it for free. So we got some free cakes as well. So it's pretty rad. Overall, a very good night. I did appreciate everybody came. Yep, had a super good time. But yeah, again, the message is, if there's something you want to do, and you know people are interested or whatever, go ahead. You know, just do it. Do something that makes you happy. Do something that you want to do. Because if it's something you enjoy, no one can tell you it's wrong, as long as it's not like incredibly illegal or inherently morally grey or black, you know. There we go. As long as you're good morally and you're good legally, I think you're pretty good. I wouldn't worry about it. There we go. So yeah, that's pretty much a topic for the day. It wasn't much to it, to be honest. It was just me wanting to talk about D&D and, you know, why I'm streaming late. Because it did end quite late. I was probably in bed by about 1, but... because, you know, I was active from, like... The time I streamed yesterday was about 8 AM. So considering I was active from, like, 8 AM to, like, 1 AM, it was kind of a long day, so... Yeah, I've slept in a bit this morning. Dogs had to, you know, unfortunately get fed a bit later because I was really tired, but... They're being fed now, they're quite happy, just chewing on some bones. They were happy to see some more people, to be honest. Doesn't matter. I don't care about that. Might as well. But yeah, it was super chill. Super good time. And everybody said they enjoyed it, like I said, but hopefully they did. I could be lying to my face, which I would not appreciate, but I doubt it. They're not the kind of people. Right, so, I need to carry on leveling this up, and again, I think I decided it's going to be about 9 more runs, so I'm just going to have to keep going, just keep trooping on, do as we do. I thought the June bug messed me up then. Excuse me. Why do you never jump when I need you to? Omega Shard, perfect. I need 2 more. My soundtrack's being weird. What's this? Hyperlight Drifter. Which quickly. Gonna skip that one. There we go. Right. Yeah. And I've gone from playing D&D last night for quite a long time and just being all go yesterday to being quite chill this morning, having a bit of a rest. My parents come back tomorrow, so I have a lot of tidying up to do, so that's why I'm probably not going to be streaming tomorrow. But all in all, I'm looking forward to, you know, having my last day. Just because again, I don't know if I ever mentioned this. When my parents go away, I have to stay home and look after the dogs. It's not they would have happily sent them to a kennel or whatever. It's not the end of the world, but I stay home and look after the dogs on one front to make sure they don't have to go to a kennel, and on another, for anyone for whatever reason doesn't know what a kennel is, it's like a place you can put your dogs where you go on holiday so that someone else looks after them for you. I don't know if they're called something else in the US or elsewhere, but they're called a kennel here. And it's a great word, by the way, kennel. Lots of strong consonant sounds in there. But yeah, I look after them while my parents go away. Mainly because I don't necessarily like spending time with my parents, which sounds ridiculous. But believe it or not, I'd argue I'm probably the most intellectual out of the people in my family, which is kind of mean to say. It seems almost like, you know, it almost seems like I'm calling everyone else dumb, which they're not. It's just a different experience. I need 1 more Omega Shard. Fantastic. But I like to be well read. I like to be informed. I like to be politically up to date. And then, like, my dad understands what he needs to and then calls it good, which I respect. And then my mom just doesn't care and always asks for the answers. And it's kind of just like, well, when you have a break on holiday, I'm going to have a break from you. And it's really mean, but on one end, it saves them money because they don't have to spend £400 on a plane ticket for me. And they're just going to worry about me looking after the dogs, which again saves them money because they have to go to the kennels. So even though I'm not with them, and even though, you know, it's a break for them, it's equally a break for me, and it saves them some money, and I'm happy to do that. Like, I'm 22, I shouldn't really be offering my parents up to say, yeah, take me abroad. And I don't do well in the heat. I generally just sit in, like, if I'm sitting in the sun, I'll cover myself with a towel, and I'll just, like, read a book. or like play Pokemon or something. So genuinely, there's not that much going on for me on holiday, and I prefer to be at home with a stable internet connection, just by myself. I can look after the dogs, make sure they're watered, they're fed, they're loved, and it's a really chill time, and I like that. So I mean, I'm looking forward to Monday because it means I can sleep again. I can actually sleep until like 1 PM if I need to, just catch up on some lost hours. Ow, wasp, get off me. Catch up some lost hours, which would be nice if I do it. But I often find that my body goes into this weird rhythm, where if I get up really early, like I get up at a consistent time, I tend to just wake up then anyway. My body goes into like a different circadian rhythm. And trick of the trade for me, when I was going to uni especially, I would really struggle to get out of bed. So there came a time where I stopped closing my curtains, and I still don't. I just have my curtains open all night. And obviously when the light comes out from outside, as soon as you wake up, you're up. There's no way you can turn back and go to bed because the light's too bright. And when your curtains are closed or your blinds are drawn, you can kind of dodge that, but not in this case, unfortunately. But it does mean like I'm getting up at 7:30 and I can't go back to bed ever. So, alright. That's a really bad thing to complain about because a bunch of people stay up till that time anyway, but my lifestyle just doesn't suit it. And the reason I say I'm looking forward to Monday is because I work on Saturday and Sunday, so I've got more stuff to do before I can actually rest, but it's all good. I'm normally okay when it hits about midday, to be honest. I have a bit of a raspy voice in the morning as I do on these streams, and then after that it's all up for grabs, so. Projectile range, don't need you, don't need you. How are we doing? Halfway through level 8. Try and get this to level 9. Damn it, cannons! There we go, got it. But yeah, something I'm going to do, because streaming and stuff when my parents are gone isn't that easy. When my parents are here isn't that easy, because I often get called up to do things in the house, or my internet connection is slower, because obviously like more people are using the internet. At the minute it's been just me, and that means it's my phone and my computer. So any stuttering is just because my internet connection is bad in general. But then any additional people on the network, that'll be my mom's phone, my dad's phone, my sister's phone, probably the TV downstairs, probably my dad's laptop, probably my sister's laptop, probably my mom's 17 tablets, Kindles, watches, whatever she's got that doesn't know how they work. There's a standard technophobe that loves technology. Yeah. It's bizarre to be in that situation where unfortunately I am bound by the laws around me. And again, that's one of the main reasons I'd love to live by myself, just to have all of this all the time. It'd be fantastic. But again, you've got to work to do that, so we're seeing how it goes. Still trying to get a job, but until then I'm hopefully going to be able to put out some content and do some streams, and that's what I want to talk about. There's probably going to be some streams happening when my parents get back, but only like the super chill streams, like nothing super major. Like if you caught the Refunk stream the other night, it was quite late at night, I was just chilling out playing a game, and having a lot of fun with it, and that was it. It was just a really simple game. Ooh, ring a bolt axe, cool. I don't really need it, but I'll pick it up right now. Why not? I'll use it once. Ring a bolt axe does this. There you go. Pretty cool. Does half of your strength in damage. That's what it scales with. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful. Works the same way as like a cannon would, like for the projectiles firing from a certain place. But they don't get consumed on the first hit. So, you know, piercing damage pretty cool. I will be doing a video on this after I've done all the other ultimate weapons. This isn't technically an ultimate weapon, but it functions a lot like one with like the weird particle effects that aren't like the exclusive particle effects, I should say. But yeah, don't need it. Still need one more Omega Shard game. Hey, there it is. Asking you shall receive. That's faith. I don't really need faith. Whee! Boop. Actually, oh, you don't give me faith. Okay, that's fine. Well, yeah, when my parents get back, streaming won't be as easy, and there'll probably be choppier streams, but if I can just do chill streams every so often, I probably will. And then I'll go back to just doing content like this, to be honest. I didn't get anything done, like, anywhere near as much as I wanted to. I spent most of this week just playing RogueLands and getting a bunch of the weapons finished, which is what I wanted to do, but I haven't been able to record all the episodes that I wanted to. But, you know, because they only take about, 10 minutes to record, if that, I might be able to find time here and there to record a few, and they should probably still be coming out. Ironman, I don't know what's going to happen with this. Again, if I can find time somewhere, I'll do them. But again, it's a bit of a funny one, unfortunately. But yeah, the chill stream should still happen. I watched an Alex stream the other day on Abzu, and I knew it was coming out, and I knew it was on sale. So I was looking at it when I bought Refunked. It was in my basket, and I was like, I shouldn't do it. I'm going to try it the stream first. I'm going to try it just a chill stream, just to see how it goes. And it worked, but of course, like, I had the VOD, and then I kind of messed up the game because I didn't get like the 100%, which I did live, but I didn't do on the stream itself, which is kind of disappointing. So I might do a full video of that, just like just play that for the hell of it. And I did see some speedruns for it. Someone completed it in like 3 minutes, which I thought was pretty impressive. Beast Heart, that's what I want. I'm checking if I had any first. Boop. So that's really interesting. And I might try and play a bit more Refunked. But it was like £2. That's like less than $5. It was great. Fantastic purchase. So I bought Abzu. And I will probably be playing that maybe tonight. We'll see. That might be the late night stream. We will see what happens with Abzu, because obviously it's mostly explorative, mostly inquisitive, the same way that Journey was, and Journey is a masterpiece. I'm saying it because it is. I don't like to swear too frequently on the stream because I feel like it's going to be a good idea to keep things family friendly, but it's a masterpiece, and you can't justify it with any like less powerful words. So I have a little bit of faith in that game anyway, and I'm hoping that everything should be fine. The VOD of this will have it censored, by the way. I'm just saying. I'm just quickly going to check when that was. Excellent. Great. But yeah, it was something I'm excited about. Just playing. There's going to be some other stuff I'm going to be doing as well. Like, I'm thinking of other games that I have that are super chill. So other things on the list that I'll probably be playing at some point. We got Quantum Conundrum. That's pretty much the only other one I put any thought into. I think probably the first Mirror's Edge. I might play the first Mirror's Edge a bit, and I might do some stuff on Trials because I actually quite like Trials. It's loads of fun. Come on, Nero, right, where you gone? There you go. Boop. Oops. That's my bad. But yeah, I like these sorts of streams. Ooh, hello. That's nice. These sorts of streams are really cool because you get to have, like, I want to say high energy, but I know it's not high energy. It's just me being a moron. But these sorts of streams are like, you know, they're all go. They're all top gear. They're all going forward. Without any like real signs of slowness, except when I'm just in between the levels, figuring out what I want to do and discussing what's happening with the character. But it's progression based, even if you listen to it when you're going to sleep, which again, perfectly okay. That's great by me. That's what long form content is for me. But I recently discovered another channel on YouTube that I kind of fell in love with a little bit, and I'll share it with you because it's the sort of thing I want to try and achieve. The fellow that did it is called DDR Jake. He's got about 30,000 subscribers, but he mainly streams on Twitch, to my knowledge. But all of his content, I say all of it, most of his content is really slow, really easy, and it makes it easy listening. And so, it's like, it's not ASMR, it's like the same sort of theme, where, not a theme, that's not the right word, same sort of thing with ASMR, where the point is to just be relaxed, right? Well, mostly, I think. ASMR is vaguely sexual, but that's just me probably projecting somewhere. But this guy, he's a Scottish man. He just talks about, you know, the game at hand, and he just enjoys himself. And I respect that. And he's played... It's the thing that I enjoyed probably the most that he was doing was his knowledge and his execution of Harvest Moon. Of course, Harvest Moon's inspired things like Stardew Valley. It's like a farming life simulator sort of thing, and it's super cool. So, unfortunately, I'm not very good at Stardew Valley, which it inspired pretty directly. But I might try and play Stardew Valley. I might try and do. I already own it, so you know, why not give it a try? But I might try out Stardew Valley on the stream just to chill out with. I might try. I might get dropped on by Tyrannog. That's my favourite one. That's my favourite game. Ow. You can stop now, Tyrannog. Ow. There you go, worth it. Oh, he drops monster claws. I never knew that. Maybe it's a rare drop, I'm not sure. Pop one of these up. But yeah, like things on the list, I've got Quantum Conundrum, Obzu, probably the first Mirror's Edge, Stardew Valley, maybe a little bit of Trials, which is quite, you know, quite heavy again, but if you play it slow enough, I'm sure it'll be fine. I did find an issue with the Refunct as well. It's when I was playing it, I was being a bit too quiet compared to the music, because I'm trying to be more softly spoken, not necessarily in like this kind of project your voice kind of manner. It's not that sort of thing. It's more of a relaxed situation. So, but yeah, I've got a few games in mind, so hopefully I should be able to get to a few of those. It always feels strange to speak of these sorts of things, especially now. So I've given some thought about what I want to do with the channel. And again, I will reiterate that I made the Ultimate Weapon series because there was a niche that needed to be filled, and I couldn't find the information I wanted, so I took it upon myself to do it. And I mean that. I only made it because I couldn't find other people doing dedicated videos to one weapon, right? To telling me the information that I wanted to hear. I want the Thunderbolt. Oh. Yeah, no one was telling me enough information like that. I saw a lot of the stuff that Nolik was doing, and again, this is how I found Nolik's channel. I had videos just exploring all of the types of ultimate weapons, so we saw like all the swords and all of the staves and the gauntlets and everything all at once. But there wasn't any information given, and it's kind of what I was into instead. I was looking for that level of depth that I didn't quite get, so not to discount his content, it's very useful for seeing the particle effects for many weapons, but like things where they restrict your HP or have a drain on mana weren't really touched on, and that's what I attached to. So I made sure I did that. I might go back because I've got too many credits. Okay, sell some stuff to Mr. Man. Okay. Perfect. Right, I can get 2 wealth trophies. Whee! Fantastic. Other stuff to sell as well. There we go. Alright, let's see how we're doing with the droids as well. We're over 5k. Don't need any of those though, so we leave those in there. And we will buy some things. Boom. 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 Fantastic. So yeah, I enjoyed myself yesterday. I'm hoping to do a lot more streams like that in the future because I'm filling the niche that I wanted to do. And as soon as that's done, unless more Ultimate Weapons get released, I shouldn't really have to continue on the series. Which is why I started doing the Ironman mode in general, to tell you the truth. I started doing it because if I'm garnering an interest for a game, it makes more sense to commit to that game. Oh, okay, something doesn't feel right. I'm going to wait over here for a second. Yeah, I'd rather garner the attention that take the garnered attention that I've got and just like put it towards something else. For the sake of growth, if I'm doing this, I may as well. Hey, Space Pirates, my boys. Die to you too, buddy. Get gone. No drops though, it's kind of sad. Oh well. But I may as well commit the time and effort I put into one series into, you know, making the channel into something. So I hope in the future I'm able to do some sort of similar informative project, I guess. Because I feel like that would be a good call. But I mean, in terms of RogueLands, just right now, the things that I'm looking to do is finish the Ultimate Weapon series, make an Ironman character like this one, get it to level 100, complete this series. I think I didn't get much input on it as far as I know, because I don't think the episode's gonna go out, or at least if you missed the stream you wouldn't have got it, but I don't imagine there'll be much input. I'm gonna use RogueEdit to do something rather innocent. I'm gonna use RogueEdit to basically make it so I can change the quest line of my character, so I can finish each quest line on this character to unlock all the bosses with this character, so then I don't have to level up any of the characters on the account. Like this, save the account so that I can actually go and kill like Bullfog and Azazel and any of the upcoming bosses like Axelark and whoever else is involved. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it after I reach level 100, because then I'll start doing the quest. The actual quest, storylines, not the quest, excuse me. But that's the plan for this character, at least. And then when new bosses come out, I will fight them. And then when the creator comes out, I'll fight that. And that's the plan for this series. I don't know if I'm going to do backups and try and just keep attempting the boss, because it's going to be so difficult if I put all this effort in and then, you know, nothing happens. But again, my suspicion is if I die, and to be honest I expect to, if I die, anything that I get, because he's with a fresh character, anything that I unlock upon death, I will be able to make my next character with, and I will level back up to 100 and we will do it again. So I mean, that's what I'm gonna try and do. But I probably wouldn't stream it. I might make some snippets of episodes just to prove that I've done it, but now that it's so easy to cheat. But I feel like it wouldn't be too bad to do all the quest lines to unlock all the bosses, because then at least you've seen that it's possible, and that, you know, you don't need the best things in the game to do it. Damn wasp, causing me trouble. But yeah, that's the plan anyway for this wonderful game. And then eventually I'd have 3 complete series, in the sense I'd have the Ironman done, although again that'll be updated in the future. The Ultimate Weapons done, which potentially could be updated in the future. And lastly, the other series, in a way, is a review. And I mean this. I've mentioned a couple of times that the people that spit their dummies out, the people that complain, are always heard loudest, and the good things just get washed away. We've obviously seen over the past couple of weeks that Sean has been unlucky enough to have a bout of bad reviews come through because of the Humble Bundle, and also that his revenue went down as a result, because people weren't buying the game normally, they just buy it through the Humble Bundle, which again is a sacrifice I'm sure he anticipated, on the pretenses that the Humble Bundle is a great offer, and it's mainly for charity, so I appreciate that he did it anyway. But because his revenue went down and the people that actually got the game didn't spend enough time with it to understand what it was before going in, or didn't understand what to put in to get something from it going out, they just left a slew of bad reviews after playing it for about 20 minutes, and it's ridiculous. And I've come to terms with the fact that, oh, this is bad. I'm going to do Hollow Caverns. First time I'm doing Challenge Level 1 Hollow Caverns. Woo! I've come to terms with the fact that he understands that, but there's no way we can let like this ridiculous level of outward flame, of outward like trolling almost, of these lazy people, you know, cloud his judgment in the way that they have. And the only way to do that, and I mean it, is to be positive, to be louder, which is ridiculous because it's the exact opposite of what I was talking about earlier, about, you know, holding on to this like quiet concept. This song is amazing, I like this. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty cool. But in any case, I'm going to make a review for RogueLands, and I'll be honest with it, but of course, there's some merit to having an a review from a game that you've played for upwards of 250 hours rather than a game that someone's played for one. And I think most people understand that. The weirdest thing was, like, I'd look through a bunch of the reviews. I thought I died then. That was really bizarre. Gonna put this on just in case. The one thing that I imagine, you know, was really strange to most people if they read it, it especially was to me, was that there was a fellow that gave RogueLands a pretty bad review after playing it for 750 hours, and I was like, how do you spend 750 hours on something, on a game, on an indie game, no less, and then just decide it's bad? I don't understand what you can do. To do that, oh yeah, rock scarabs are a thing. To do that, you've got to, like, even if you're not going to play the game, you've got to leave it running for, like, what was it, like 30 days straight? Just like, what? 30 days straight worth of... Not 30 days straight, I'm sorry. No, that's right, isn't it? It's 3 times... Yeah. Yeah, about 30 days straight. Of just the game being on, right? An entire month of your life, if you were actually playing, dedicated to this game, and you give it a bad review. It seems really weird. Like, why have you spent a month on it then? Surely you would have known within the first week. But no. And, in any case, I've played for 250 hours, a third of that, and although I agree, because it's still an in-development project, and now that we've lost the development build tag off to the side, people are allowed to be disappointed the game isn't necessarily finished, but we're living in an industry, well, among an industry at least, where Minecraft set the bar for, like, what indie games should be, right? And that is an in-development project that was funded before it started, didn't give you a tutorial, didn't do this, that, or the other, and in general, it's actually a really bad game. Like, I enjoy Minecraft, don't get me wrong, it's a pretty chill thing to play, but it is a bad game in general. Like, the amount of effort they put in was huge, but the amount that you actually given when the game starts is null. And obviously Notch is no longer on the project, so it's just a ridiculous concept to me. Lots of HP, buddy. That's right, Worm AI, pretty easy. I really should be talking about this level the first time I'm doing it in challenge levels. Rock Scarab looks different. When you mine rocks, he's more likely to appear. There are 2 different types of the Rock Scarabs. There are now Rock Spiders. Not Rock Scarab, but there are Rock Spiders that are like this and Rock Spiders that fire things at you. That's it. It's not that much different, really. Lenny still talks to you, though. Thank you. But yeah, I don't understand how you can spend that much time in a game and then decide it's bad. Unless there's some significant catalyst or you have like a grudge against the developer. Like, I didn't spend that much time in Warcraft, but I only played Warcraft because of other people, and I wouldn't... Like, class this is like having social elements, but isn't necessarily an entirely social game. Like, the multiplayer elements are difficultly implemented, which is a lot of people's complaints, which I can see. But that's not a bad thing. Like, there is still a lot that this game offers in a single-player environment, like doing things like this, running through levels, getting a high-level character, leveling one by one, leveling, you know, gear by yourself, just chilling out, talking to a series, playing Ironman, plenty of things to do when you're in single-player. Whereas something like World of Warcraft doesn't have that to offer, unfortunately. So I kind of understand my grievances with Blizzard as a company, and of course with Warcraft, because my mind was still developing as I was playing the game, and my opinion of them has significantly grayed the more I've learned about that company. But, you know, from one thing to another... Oh yeah, I've had a quest here. Let's kill the Rock Scarab on challenge level 1, I believe. Just dip across here for a second. How's it doing? It's level 9. Excellent. Claw emblems. Ooh, you're in luck. Boom. Oh, I didn't have the credit space for that. That was dumb. Take it back! Take it back! Right, I can drop these. Either of these. And I do this as well. Boop. Boop. Very good. 50 monster claws. You're having a laugh. I can't do mammoths in the Bifrost, so I might leave that one for now. Yeah, we're okay, we're okay. It's fine. It's fine, everything's okay. But yeah, I want to be able to become that louder presence. Again, I've at the minute my channel is pretty much entirely dedicated to RogueLands, which is one thing, and you can see that as being biased, but I mean, it's a subjective review, right? Every review is subjective, that's the point. And so, I think the bias is welcomed. Person will give me a quick, thank you, mystery gift. Oh, it could be anything. I don't really care about mystery gifts, to be honest. Ow. Alright, let's just chuck something away. Let's open it. What are we gonna get? Unboxing, everybody! Woo! Credits! Woo! We did it. Alright. Radical! But yeah, I want to become a ladder presence. I want to be able to offset a lot of the negative reviews. Because genuinely, like, how often is it that you see a review that's done just to praise a game, right? How often is it you see a review that's genuinely honest, that'll give you hours upon hours of experience, that's done to actually expressly tell you how much someone's enjoyed the game? It's never. The answer is never. If you've got a review channel, occasionally you might have something that fits that description, because it's like your job to be a reviewer. But as an actual just player of the game, someone that's not going to play it for 20 hours and stop, someone who is invested in the game to more than just a face value, I'm going to play this when I'm bored, or I'm going to play this, oh, that was close. I'm going to play this because I'm bored, I'm going to play this because there's nothing else to do, or I'm going to play this because Magicite hasn't been updated or whatever. I have more of an interest in the game than that, because the game itself, it is fantastic. And that's what I want to try and get across, that Sean is doing a good job developing it by himself. It's like, it's not directly comparable, I agree, on every single facet, but it's like, a lot of people called Fez a bad game, because Fez was developed by a moron. It was developed by a really horrible person. And Fez, at least for itself, was an original idea with a lot of cool concepts already in its system, and it was good fun. And that, for me, is what most games should come down to. It's, are they fun, and would you play it again? When it's a single like story, the answer is usually like no, because you've already played the story, you've already experienced what it had to offer. But in a roguelike, where the entire point is to grind, and that is something I'll have to stress, this is a game for people that enjoy grinding. If you enjoy RuneScape, if you enjoy MMOs, this will probably be up your street, in the same sense that Warframe would, in the same sense that Warcraft or Guild Wars would as well, where collecting materials is pretty much the primary goal of the game. You know, would you enjoy playing it again? And the answer is yes. Roguelikes, that's all they do. That's the point. Again, this is a roguelite rather than a roguelike in many cases. The distinction is that... there we go, got him. I was worrying a bit there. The distinction is that the roguelikes contain many elements of roguelike, of Rogue, the game. And in that, they have like the... when you die for good, that sort of thing. And in this, like when you die, you can respawn your character, and you can maintain progress between those characters, and that's what makes it a roguelite, because by maintaining progress and being able to effectively assist other characters beyond getting new augments, uniforms, races, those new character creation options, which is what you usually get in a roguelike, you also have like materials that you can keep over, and you maintain that progress in your mind. So it's a roguelike because that progress maintains even if you fail somewhere, you know. And so because of that, it's a different beast, but it still lends itself to this grinding mentality. It lends itself to playing the game in a very confined space of one's mind. And I will have to stress that. Ooh, that was close, but I needed to get the shiny scales because I'm not going to run Dingy that often. I'd much rather, in general, would have had the bonus strength mod, but at the same time, like, I've got one here, I've already put 2 on this character, and these I've only got 5 of, and I've got more mods in general, and that's not the only mod I'll have to scale off, so I've gone for this instead. But that's alright. Alright, I'm actually gonna heal. Come on. I'm very quickly running out of mana potions now. So when I fight like a boss or Tyrannog, I have to just waste a bunch of mana for it. But yeah, returning to my point, for every person that spits their dummy out, for every person that I work, like when I'm at work and people complain about things, it's like they might not have all the information, but they still believe they deserve to get their way. And there was always a good sentiment that is my ex, the deputy manager now, because he has since moved to the sunny land of America, living in Washington DC. At least he was last time I checked. Anyway, one of the customers that he served, or at least I served, he had to step in, because that is the job as a manager. You've got to be able to deal with complaints in a higher capacity than most of your regular members of staff. And when someone just comes in shouting at you and then asks to see your manager, you've got to call them over and just give them what they want. And again, one of the things that I absolutely loathe about retail, one of the main reasons I want to escape, is that basically it's such an imbalanced system where the people that know the least about the company, as in the sales assistants, are put on the front line. And I mean that because the managers get additional training and get additional understanding because they speak with members of the company more frequently. Head office are the people that make all the decisions, and they're the ones that decide what you should do without doing them themselves. They give you expectations without any emphasis on execution. They just give you what's expected of you, and you're expected to do it rather than understand how to or understand why. And yet you're the ones that are punished for having bad figures, or for having a customer come and shout at you because a product was faulty and it was nothing to do with you in the first place. And a customer came up and had a go at me a fair few years ago, and she was probably moaning at whatever, and he had the tenacity to pull out the idiom, the customer is always right. And 9 times out of 10, if you're being, a good person, and you're coming in and you're being nice, it's no problem. If you've got a fault, we'll sort you out. Like, if you've got your receipt and everything's in order, you've got no problem. You're done, you're sorted, you're fine. But sometimes there's distinctions where clearly something's been tampered with or something's had an accident, but someone's adamant in that their son or daughter hasn't damaged it or whatever, and it's the company's fault somehow, or indeed it's my fault for having sold them an item that we cannot check if it works or if it doesn't. And then I said, I can't return this because of X, Y, and Z. And then they said, I want to speak to your manager. So my deputy manager comes over, has exactly the same conversation, says exactly the same that I would have said before, as in, we can't do this, we can't do this, can't do this. But then, this is the point where things usually change. If you spit your dummy out enough in retail, you'll always get your way, because the company as a whole recognises that people are more important. Like, a person's continued custom is more important than a singular sale. So if they want to get something returned that shouldn't, it's like outside of the returns policy, but within the grounds of a return by some other means, they'll say, just give them what they want, so they'll come back and spend more money in the future. But that's not how I would run a company. Like, to me, that's like ridiculous. Like, one person's custom that's just an arse isn't necessarily someone that I want to shop at my company. You know what I mean? Like, the products I have on offer clearly don't discriminate, and the company doesn't either, because it wants to have all the money it can possibly get. But they always shout the loudest to get what they want, and it works. And in this one case, my colleague realised that I'd been shouted at for no good reason. This person was just an angry person for no reason. He came in with his son and complained. I think it must have been a headset. It's usually headsets that break, because wires are really easy to bend and snap, and yep, children tend to break things quite a lot, and they're not exactly the most rigidly built things, and we always warn them about them, but we do more returns on headsets than anything else, probably ever. This person came in, blah blah blah. The customer is always right. In his just angsty, horrible mess, he just said the customer is always right. And my deputy manager said, no, you're right, the customer is always right, except when they're wrong. And the long and short of it was, it really got to the fella. The dude that was like trying to argue the point and get his money back or whatever he wanted, got told that he was wrong. And it was a genuinely empowering moment to have, one of the members of management actually say the things that you'd want to say, to have them forego what head office tells them to do to maintain customer relations, and instead tell the person how it is. And it was such a refreshing change of pace, and I genuinely appreciated that moment. And it stuck with me. people, just this morning, in fact, on the subreddit, there's somebody flaming about Sean being a bad developer and how he hasn't finished a game or whatever, and it's just like, why would you do that? It's not constructive, it's not helpful. All you're doing is spitting your dummy out and imposing yourself on other people as a negative force, and it's not useful, it's not productive, it's not constructive, it's just a waste of everybody's time, and it's a waste of your anger. There are worse things in the world to be mad about than a game you don't like. And if you don't like it, just shut up. If you can't be constructive, shut up. And that's what I felt like telling that person. But you can't, because that's rude. And I've said it here because it's confined and it's likely they won't hear it. But if they do, genuinely, get out. I don't care what you have to say. You're an idiot. But the customer is always right, except when they're wrong. And you as a customer, you put your money down, you played your game, you've had your fun. If you don't like it, that's fine. You can get out. You don't need to swear on the way out. You don't need to kick up a fuss. You're done. You're finished. Get out. You're done. No one needs you. Don't want to do Shrimtown. Oh dear. And those people that spit the dummy out, the people that are the loudest, are the people that get heard, because they're the ones that have a reason to post. If you just like a game, you like a game. That's it. So I intend to do a review, an honest review for RogueLands, as something that I can present in the future as, you know, Sean isn't doing a bad job at all. Sean has made a fantastic experience that I've enjoyed for over 250 hours. Other people have played for over 750. And if you want to talk about value for money, there is no comparison to me. I don't think there's any game I've spent this little money on and got this much out of, ever. The exceptions being like Pokemon, I guess, which is like 300 hours for a £30 cartridge. But even so, this game was less than half the price. This game was a third of that price. And it's it's ridiculous how much I've got out of this game for how little I put in. And, yeah, for me, I shouldn't sit by idly and listen to other people swear at a developer that's doing a great job. I shouldn't sit by idly and listen to the nonsense that people spew and put in these horrible, you know, reviews on Steam. I should be out there speaking my mind, telling everybody what I think of this game and how good I actually believe it is. And that's why I'm going to do a review as well. And that's the third component of the game. It wasn't something I've always planned on doing, but it's something that I intend to do now. And I mean that. Like, it's not a hollow promise. It's not quite in the works yet, but it will be. I initially wrote a review, which I never released, for Mirror's Edge Catalyst, because I wanted to do a really high production quality version of that. But the time that you can find to do that sort of thing is impossible. Like, I could not actually gather the time to do that for myself. So, unfortunately, I didn't do that. I've written it. I've got a script written. Everything's fine, but I just haven't got the actual thing completed. Like, I've recorded lots of sounds and stuff, but there's a lot that goes into that sort of review. But for a game like this, a game that deserves to have its praises spoken of it. There we go. Get rid of some more of these. Boom. Very good. A game that deserves to have its, you know, praises spoken and its issues identified as well, because I understand there are issues. I have problems with the game, but they can be addressed and they can be honestly spoken about in a constructive manner. And by doing that, by not spitting my dummy out, by talking constructively, speaking about my issues openly, but also rewarding the good things for being good. In the same way you would train a dog, in the same way you would train any pet, you reward them for the good stuff and you ignore them or punish them from attention or neglect or things like that for the bad stuff. There's a line where you have to do it. There's no doubt about it. You've got to be... It's like Niccolo said, you've got to be cruel to be kind. And in a lot of cases, ignoring something is better than addressing it with a dog. Like, hitting a dog, what does that achieve? Well, then you just hit an animal that can't defend itself, and it's now perpetually scared of you. But if you ignore your dog, remove yourself from the equation, it doesn't get the attention it wants. And by doing that, it can recognise, by Pavlovian conditioning, that it shouldn't, like, do that thing that you just didn't give it attention for doing. It didn't get a treat for hitting you, it didn't get fussed for hitting you, but when it shook its paw and it sat down when it was told to, it got a reward. And all of a sudden, the dog learns, I say all of a sudden, it's a long process, but the dog eventually learns that that's how you get what you want, by doing as you're told. And by spitting your dummy out, if people rise to the occasion and tell them what to do, like, they'll always do it, because they still get attention. They still get what they want. They've already said what they want to say, and they get away with it. Which isn't right. And I think more than just addressing people, which is... I hate glitter bugs. They're the worst. Castosaur destroys them. There we go. Right, let's do some unboxings, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! 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 Cool. So useless. Well, there we go. So yeah, I'm gonna do a review with RogueLands, especially with the situation it's in currently, and the fact that it's led by a one-man development squad, and then one composer. Like, it's a monument to what indie games can achieve. It genuinely is, and if it's not treated as such, then it's an absolute travesty. And if you want to complain about it, go ahead, but you just don't understand the complexities of the situation involved, or the industry in any capacity, and your opinion, though no less valuable, should be tarnished by your ignorance. Absolutely. If you're not willing to give something a go, then your opinion on it is often invalidated. And that's all I can say, to be honest. But there you are. How are we doing? We're just over halfway. So yeah, I'm going to do a good review for RogueLands, because I enjoy the game. And obviously, I wouldn't make this many videos on it if I didn't enjoy the game, so that's what's happening. That's it. Eventually, it will be a thing. I've got plenty of other things to be doing, and again, I don't have that much time to record it. But recording footage isn't that difficult, and chances are, if I'm recording for a review, I'm going to be recording some more gameplay of the game. So, I mean, over the next few weeks, I'll probably be doing streams in calls with people. If you want to come and play, because I'll just not record our voices. I've got DX Story, which I don't use very often, but I can redirect where your audio's going, so I can just have the game audio, isolate that and record that as footage, and then we should be good. So that would be great if I can get that done. So hopefully, if anyone is around, we'll be able to set that up probably through a couple of Discord chats, and set up some farming sessions, set up some leveling sessions, and take advantage of what the game has to offer. So that's the plan, anyway. Get rid of this ash and dust. So obviously, if people are interested in something like that, then come on, because I'm going to need footage in the background for this review. Because it is likely just going to be in the same sort of vein as the Ultimate Weapon series. Ah, Tyrannog, why you got to be like this? Get off me! Everything, get off me! Ow. Hey, that wasn't too bad. Ah! The June bug fell from the heavens. Excellent. Reward me, Ring a Bolt. Reward me for my hard work. Cool. Great. Good reward, man. But yeah, I'll eventually do something to review. Something as a review. So if anyone is interested in helping me achieve that, then obviously let me know. I want to get as many people in the video as possible. Just playing some games. It's probably not going to be like for sake of builds, just spamming everything all the time. Although I will need some of that, because that is in consideration of the game, though I still believe it's justified, so we'll see. But I need to write the review, I need to invest a little bit of time to recording it, and also recording the VO as well. But as soon as that's all done, that review should be out, you know, sharpish from that point, although it is a lot of work to put in. Initially I was going to do a video about like how to make builds in RogueLands, but it's so simple, and I spoke to Pekka, who I know through Nolik's channel. Of course, he's a subscriber, so hi Pekka. And Nolik always volunteers him as someone who knows a lot about builds, and I spoke to him about them, about making a guide to making builds, and he says, I just start on Wikipedia, and I'm like, well, on the wiki, and I said, yeah, that's what I do as well. And it is, there's an expression in IT called garbage in, garbage out, or GIGO, or GIGO, or however you want to say that. Whatever you put into a game, you'll get out of it. And if you put in time, effort, information, attention, you will get something out of it. And the rewards that you get will be highly dependent on what you put in. And that's how it works. So if you want a good build, the secret to it, and this was going to be pretty much the whole video, it was a 6-step process of pretty much get an idea, understand how to do it, research everything you need to know, then make the character, make the gear, and level everything together. That was it. There wasn't a big tip, there wasn't a big secret. It was just spend time on the Wikia, find information, and then understand how to achieve your goal. And that's it. There isn't a big secret for it. There's no reason to make a guide, because it's not difficult. I mean, I could do build spotlights. Those are things I considered, but I don't have enough character slots, which is one of my major gripes about the game. I don't have enough character slots to achieve that. But if I did, I could do, you know, a caster sword build. I could do Forsaker's many builds. There'd be tons of options, and that's completely different. It's a completely different beast. I'm gonna get the dung beetle. Yeah. Because it's a completely different beast, you know, I'll have that as well. Because it'd be a completely different beast of video, it'd take me a bit of a while to understand what I want to do with that. So, the review seems like a decent place to go instead, because it's still going to be informative, it's still going to be opinionated, it's still going to have huge injections of what I believe of my opinions to make it my content rather than just generic cookie-cutter nonsense. And that makes more sense to me, and it can still give me that like higher production quality, high production value, that's the word, because the quality of the things I can put in and the time I can give to it is more significant. And again, here's the kicker: editing and recording footage are things I can do whenever, because it doesn't matter if someone calls me off to do something, I can just save what I've done and leave. Whereas voiceover is something that I need time to do. Voiceover is something that if I make mistakes or there's people around the house who interrupt me, it won't be as consistently high quality or necessarily as good to listen to, as much as I don't think it would be from my point of view, listening to myself. Like, at least if I'm able to put some coherent words down on the screen, or, you know, what would be on paper, that's fine. So, writing the scripts, recording footage, but not recording voiceover, takes no time at all. I can do that anytime I want, but everything else is just kind of a blur, so unfortunately that's the case. I'm gonna heal and have a bit of a drink. Oh wow. Sorry guys, I didn't realise anyone was actually here. I have the chat open on my phone and it didn't refresh. But hi Volganic, hi Leon, good morning. Cool Noama, yeah, it's just the Voyager helmet that I changed. I upgraded it from episode, one of the live streams anyway, last episode, episode 6. Was this 7? This is 7. Right, this is 7? Yeah, this is 7. Yeah. But I apologise about that. Thank you for joining the stream. I literally don't know what's going on. My phone did not refresh, which is awful. But that's cool. We're here now. It's okay. Right. But yeah, there will be a RogueLands review coming in the near future. I don't know when, but if they can kick up a fuss about how bad the game is, apparently, I'm going to kick up a fuss about how good it is. And I'll put effort in, and I will make sure it's done justly and honestly. Because that's what I believe, honestly. And that's another reason I struggle with retail, just for reference. I struggle with retail predominantly because I don't find myself in a position to lie to people. One of the things that I do at work is I sell insurance, basically. People can protect their equipment, be it console, controller, discs, protect it for additional money on top. And it's not a service I necessarily believe in. If you think that you're prone to accidents, absolutely. I think selling this insurance to parents who are concerned about their children and like whether or not they'll treat their things with respect, adding like £1 on just to be able to give them a lesson, right? To not necessarily take away the things they love, but to be able to remove them for, let's say, a day, right? Say, oh, you've broken this, you have no respect for anything you own, I'll teach you to have respect. You can't play this for a day because it's broken. But then after that, when the child has repented for their sins, I see no issue with them giving it back. But spending £40 on a brand new game isn't the way to do that. And perhaps, you know, usurping a single use of an insurance policy on a disc is a better use of that time. So, all being well, you know, that's the kind of times I'm happy to sell that sort of thing. But in general, you're just like, you're a 35-year-old man who's playing the new Sly Cooper trilogy, well, the remade Sly Cooper trilogy because you really love the games. You're not going to scratch the disc, you don't need the service. But again, big man from head office tells me I have to say it, and so I have to say it. That's it. So that's how I feel about it, and honestly, it's not a good place to be. If there's a better deal on somewhere else, a customer can come in and say, I've seen this deal in a different shop, will you match it? The answer is no, we can't match it, but if you've seen a better deal in a better shop, go to the better shop. I've got no concern for that. All the company cares about as a whole is figures, and people are numbers for them, and people to me are people. And there shouldn't be a position where you have to lie to somebody to get a sale. There shouldn't be a position where you have to misinform someone or have to sell something additional to someone, because clearly they don't want it. But the company makes me, and obviously there's always my boss looking over my back because he needs to do it, because if I don't do it, then he gets in trouble. And that's not a good way to be. So my job is something I don't necessarily care about. I'd rather be an honest person. But I have to do what the head office says for the sake of my boss, for the sake of the branch. And it's a ridiculous case to be in. And that's why I don't want to work in retail in general. But it's a good way to get experience. As of last month, I have been working in the same place for 5 years. And for somebody who's 22, that means I started when I was 17. And I also passed my driving test in the same week. So I've been driving for 5 years. And that was a point where I lost a lot of my social life, I guess, because I stopped going out on weekends with my friends because I just worked weekends. But in general, that's okay. Oh, Hollow Caverns again. Okay, whatever. Weapon. Cool. 1 or 2 more runs, maybe? I'm excited. Shiny scale. Perfect. Don't need faith, don't need tech, do need dex. I've got the gold. I've got, oh, the gold again. Dreadful. I play Guild Wars for like a day, and then all of a sudden everything's gold instead of credits. Fantastic. Another Vit 10. I saw one the other day. Yesterday, in fact. Yeah, I've got the room. I should be fine. Maybe. What is this song? That's better. That's better. Do something from Hyperlight Drifter. But yeah, I don't want to work in retail. Selling things to people isn't necessarily what I want to do, to be honest. I'd rather work in research or writing or something. But honestly, dream job for me right now, my dream job has changed over the years. I don't know if this is a funny story or not, but when I was a kid, there was always like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? That was the question that was always posed to children, wasn't it? And most people, fireman, policeman, and I was just like, I want to be a comedian. I want to be somebody that makes somebody laugh. I want to be that guy that stands up on a stage with a giant spotlight on him that basically says, so I went to a store the other day and they tried to sell me this disc cover thing. What's that about? Ha ha ha. And speak from real world experiences and have, you know, be the funny man. Not necessarily be in the spotlight, but be the funny man. And I think there's still some merit to that. I think that as a child, that was an incredibly ambitious thing to strive for. And as much as it doesn't come across in my videos, to be honest, like it definitely doesn't. I do not doubt it in a second. I am incredibly weird. Like, I do crazy stuff all the time. My humour is highly offensive. I'll admit that first and foremost. So that's probably why I don't do it. But I got told years and years ago, last time I did like a relatively large YouTube run by a couple of my friends, that it was really strange because you see a bunch of people on the internet put on a persona so that they're like their stuff becomes entertaining, which is why you see a lot of like when this was like when Amnesia was massive and everyone was playing Amnesia, and scary games started to get their big resurgence on YouTube, and everyone was dead like worried about making a video, and everyone would just scream, and this like patronage has continued on through Five Nights at Freddy's, among other projects in between, like Slender and stuff. And people always put on this like persona and like react overly to certain things that happen. And my friend said to me, why is it that in your videos you are one of the most cool, calm and collected people I've ever seen, and then as soon as you're outside of them, you're the inverse? Like, you go from being a caricature of a person in the same way that other people are when they make videos, and when you make videos you become the opposite of that. I become human. And I thought that was really interesting, and maybe, I don't know, I think on some responsibility, I earn some responsibility by making videos, and I should strive to be somebody's role model, or at least strive to present myself in a manner that if other people were to look on it, they wouldn't think you're an idiot. Or think poorly of me because of it. But you know, which is why I kind of tried to keep things PG, I guess. But yeah, the real life me, I would admit first and foremost, I swear a lot. Like I have a terrible mouth. Again, I believe that everyone should be creative, but one of the ways that you can be creative is with language. And And with someone like me that struggles to speak to, not necessarily to people, if you give me a script, I can speak, no problem. If you give me a direct list of things to do, I can do it, no problem. But I'm incredibly inquisitive, and I often second guess what words I use, so that's why I stumble and I stutter every so often. That's the deal. Anyway, is this still not updating? No, we're okay. So that tends to be why I think in these videos I'm okay, because I'm literally just talking to myself, I guess. But when a customer comes into the shop, I find it difficult to articulate what they're trying to ask of me or explain to people that can understand it in layman's terms. And it's all well and good when someone says, what part have you got in your computer? And you go, oh, I've got an i8. i8? Wow, that's impressive. An i7, which is a 4790K, and then I've got like a 970, GTX 970. People can go, oh, okay, if you understand what those things are. And if not, they're just hearing like an incoherent string of numbers and letters that make no sense. Maxed out, let's go. Alright, I'm pretty happy. Nothing useful, doesn't matter. Pew pew! Okay, so we're doing 170 damage at the minute. Intelligence 10, really? Okay. I'm just going to double check my information. Omega, yes. Vault Sniper, this is the Vault Sniper. I managed to get it eventually. Fantastic. I'm actually going to carry on putting stuff in this. Dex, fantastic. Very cool. Crit rate. And extra strength. Boom. And so we'll put some additional dex on as well. Second position. Second position. Okay, great. These are the Vault Sniper. That's what it does. It sounds awesome. I've never used it before. It's one of the weapons that I built because I haven't used it in my actual series. By series, I mean game. But yeah, it's pretty rad. Really fast projectile. Really cool sound effect. And I want to see if I can chase it. As you can see, it's... Oh, it's so difficult to do. I'm trying to see how far it fires, but it goes the distance. It's pretty impressive. I'm very impressed so far. We're going to go and sell some stuff, and we're going to go and use it a little while. We're going to go and see some stuff within the game, see what happens. Very cool. Right, sell this, and that, and these, and this, and this, and this. So close. Oh well, that's alright. I don't need to remove anything anyway, although I do need to progress through some of the levels. Nothing else I can really grab. Oh, I have over 5,000 world fragments, which puts me in another position to get another ticket. Boom! Excellent. I'm buying a ton of these just in case I do need them, but there's probably the point now where I don't need them anymore. Which is cool. Right. Let's go and see. Projectile goes on for 2 screens. Thank you, Leon. I'm not sure. I know that it's meant to be like the longest firing projectile in the game at base. Well, at least I think that's the case. We're just going to see how much damage it does. Because I was doing 170 before, because of the stats that it gave me, and I do need to level it a bit more. But it does. Boom! 289! That's how we do it. So, basically this weapon scales off your dex and your strength. I think it's half of each added together, so that's why I've been leveling both. And why my gear gives me both as well. But as you can see, it does get consumed on a single hit, so I mean, that's one thing. But it does a lot more damage than I was doing before. Like, over 100 damage I was doing before. 100 more damage, excuse me. But, you know, still a very cool weapon. Very good for a cannon. Urugorak, come here, buddy. There you go. Good morning, how are you doing? Again, I assume it's Agora Satan, or Satan. I don't know. Good morning to you anyway. How are you on this wonderful, wonderful morning? This music's fantastic. What's this? What is this? Quantum Conundrum, Spring is in the air. I'll take a little print screen of that. Sounds fun. Reminds me a little bit of Tombi, or Tomba, if you're outside of the EU. It's like the steel drum kind of sound. 433 on crits. Alright, rad. Health pack 1. I'll throw that away, but thank you very much. So yeah, the next goal for the character then is going to be leveling this. We're going to level my helmet up a bit, going to level up my weapon a bit, and I'm going to level up my rings a bit. And then it's going to be probably my armor, and then I'll do my shield last, because my shield has stats I need already. Whereas my armor doesn't give me any faith. But my shield pretty much won't. So, it doesn't matter. Probably do armor next, which is another darkened, which means I don't need the Omega Shards anymore. And then Aether Light should be for my shield, so I can get rid of these. Bye-bye. Radical. Alright. Still got the same cannon problems, but you know, as expected. Rad. Alright. This weapon will be the one, hopefully, that will see me through a bunch of the hard bosses in the game. And as soon as I've leveled them up a little bit, I'm going to essentially begin trying to do all of the levels. I'm hoping that with 2 pieces of ultimate gear, pretty much everything except a single ring being epic above, excuse me, I should start to be able to do some decent damage to pretty much anything in the game. And as soon as I get some more stats squeezed out of these things, build Vapor RPG gun, it's the best RPG for me. Yep, I won't build it on this character because it's an Ironman character, but I will eventually build it, no problem. There's plenty of things we need to go through anyway, but for this build, just the one I wanted is here. But yeah, over time, hopefully I'll get used to this gun, I'll get used to the cannon, and I'll be able to take on some bosses. Hopefully it'll be the thing that sees me through, again, you want ultimate rings. That'd be pretty cool. There are a bunch of other rings in the game's ID. There's like Owain's ring, and a bunch of other stuff for some more NPCs that haven't been implemented. So I mean, there are more rings to come. I don't know if they're ultimate or what, but given that they're already RNG to get legendary ones, it's a bit strange. But I wouldn't be averse to having rings drop from bosses. I think that how Azazel drops like the best strength armor, I wouldn't be averse to having him drop like the best strength rings as well. Faith 10. That's a bit closer to what I want, but it's not Dex 10. Because that's what I do want. Bubble, yeah, Dex 2. Not super important right now. Vapor RPG deals very big damage. I'm sure it does. A bunch of weapons in the game deal a ton of damage. The damage on this is pretty alright, to be honest. I like it a lot. In fact, it can't be half. Is it Dex plus strength? What is it? It is, it's Dex plus strength. How about that? Yeah, hopefully having a ranged weapon of this variety. Oh, Leon's gone on RogueLands. Having a ranged weapon like this, and trying to build towards being a ranged build, I'm able to hopefully take on a lot of bosses and enemies without having to get too close to them. I farming Bullfog this weapon. Yeah, I mean, Bullfog is pretty easy fight in general as long as you can dodge the orbs. Or you're using Monster Trainer and stuff. We'll see how I do with this character because I haven't got anything useful whatsoever to help me with it, but that's not the point. We'll see what happens when I get there. Come on then. Excellent. We'll run this just a couple of times and then we'll probably move on to the challenge levels again. Just wanted to see how much damage it did. But you see, every time I'm leveling up some gear as well, I'm getting a decent amount of damage through. How am I doing? 121. Okay. Right. Get popped. Get popped. Get popped. Get gone. Get popped. Woo! That was a quad feed. I'm good, guys. Don't worry. I am a Call of Duty. One whole Call of Duty. There you go. Right. So. The plan from here is to keep leveling different things. I wanted to level, just get a few levels into the gun, because basically you want to get some of their stats back. Again, this gives me 26 dex because it has +5 dex on the weapon, on the armor even as one of its mods. And then this here is all good as well because it gives me an extra 1, but I want to get that a bit higher. When you say late night streams, could you give an example of the time? Probably about 10 o'clock tonight, but that's my time, so I mean it might be 11 for you, I think. It could be later though, because it's just a ballpark really. I've got that much to be doing, and I've just decided to do this because I just want to chill out. And obviously I said I'd stream today, so I am. That's how it works. But oh, I killed him way off screen. But yeah, it's probably going to be Abzu tonight. But again, they're super chill, so again, you're more than welcome to like tune in and just go to sleep. That's kind of the point. So I'm going to try and work on the audio levels and get that all sorted, and as soon as that's done, I'm just going to play the game and just relax, go to bed. And I'll be able to do that and then get up tomorrow and have a last frantic moment to just tidy up, get the last of the washing done, and go shopping for my nan, because she just needs shopping doing tomorrow as well. Which reminds me, I should call her in a little bit. But she shouldn't need too much shopping doing, so she'll be okay. Yep. I've got to say, oh, if it's 1:30 my time at the moment, then I can definitely tune in. It's currently 11:30, actually. It's 2 hours before that. Ooh, 2 crits in a row. I'm gonna skip this one, unfortunately. As fun as it is, it's a great song, but wait, that is not that is not what I meant to play. I didn't realise I still had the Spotify open. Whoopsie daisy. Exit that. We got a small excerpt of Coheed and Cambria. Never mind then. Yeah, like I said, unfortunately it's just going to be that sort of time. I've got tons to do today. I've got to tidy up a bit from last night. I did have a bit of forethought though, as I invited people over for food. I was intelligent enough when I'm intelligent enough to realise I'm having friends over, and there were 6 of us all together. It made sense to me to use paper plates and paper cups. So it is literally throwing things away rather than having to worry about washing up plates and things. I thought that was quite good. There you go. Right. What are you going to plan to do when you get 100 subscribers? I'm not sure. 100 subscribers would be a fantastic goal. I don't know if there's much I can do, except maybe like a celebration stream or something of that variety, or maybe play with a bunch of people, but there isn't any giveaways or anything planned. There isn't necessarily anything of that variety that I can do. I might make a video or start like a new series or something. But I'm not sure what I'll do at 100 subscribers, to be honest. If you have any ideas, let me know, and I'll definitely consider them. I don't need to do this again. I can run back across and escape. Okay. I don't really need any of these, to be honest. Let's sell some stuff. Let's sell some stuff. Right. Oh, and these two hiding. They're hiding. Boom. Right, not bad, not bad. Right, I might do some more regular level stuff, to be honest. Not do challenge level stuff. I might try a risky thing. What is that helm? This helm is the Voyager helm. You make it by combining the recruit helmet with a darkened prism. And hello, Javidan. Welcome to the stream. Javidan? Something like that. I'm sorry, I'm incredibly ignorant and British. I apologise. But yeah, it's the Voyager helmet. You make it from a recruit helmet and a darkened prism in Mech City. All right. I think it looks pretty cool, actually. It's one of my favourites. It's pretty rad. I think I sold everything to you. That's what I was going to do. I was going to have a check and see what this would give me. I've done the Bifrost. The biggest step's going to be the Bifrost to the Molten Crag. But I would eventually need to do it anyway. How do I make... Anti-fire potions. Anti-heat, I think they're called, actually. Anti-heat is Thunderworm. Oh, yeah, right. Thunderworm, Beast Heart, and Starfruit. Alright. Alright. I have not played Magicite, no. I jumped on RogueLands because it looked really fun, and I saw a series called Indie for Breakfast, hosted by Mike B, aka Phony, and he showed it off in his series, just analysing a bunch of indie games, and it looked super fun, so I bought it, but I have not played Magicite. I wasn't aware that Sean developed the same one until a little while ago, but then, you know, I didn't have the money to buy anything, so I didn't purchase it or anything. Although I do know apparently it's very good. I just don't know if I could go back and play it, because there's a lot of systems in place here that I'd probably take as gospel, but it's not off the question. No, not out of the question or off the table. I just combine two idioms completely, like an idiot. Very good. Right. I don't have any thunderworms. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna risk my life like an idiot. Right, give me all the things from your chests. So fast. Well, I'm talking too fast. Sorry, I do that. I do that. Saying doo-doo is redundant. I apologise. No, I haven't played Magicite, and I wasn't aware that it was developed by the same person until after I'd already got RogueLands, and I'm not sure if I could go back to Magicite with some of the older concepts that the game's got, like having to use an axe to chop down trees rather than the droids, and that's one of those things this game arguably does better. So I'm not sure if I could go backwards on that scale, but otherwise I'd be interested to try it and give it a go. Alright, I need to find another Plague Hive. Plague Hive, please. Duke the boss. Have I like wiped out the level? I don't think I have. These levels are usually massive. Right. You can play Magicite together too. Yeah, I know you can. It's the same sort of thing, isn't it? Like Hamachi or port forwarding. Hey, that wasn't too bad. That was pretty nice. I'm not sure if you have the game. Don't bother gifting it to me. It's fine. I don't have Magicite, but I'll buy it at some point probably. I can't buy it this month, but because I'm buying I kickstarted the Z mouse. If anyone's seen it, or the Z. I don't know what they're calling it, but it's like a mouse with a bunch of other functionality. Like it's got a Z axis it can use, and different. Like you use a different amount of pressure on the buttons to do different actions in games and stuff. Sounds really exciting. And no, I don't know Russian, sorry. I don't know any Russian words. I'm unfortunate enough to just be an English person. I know a little bit of German and the sort of Japanese you can pick up from anime that is not useful in real life at all. But that's about it. It's the only things I can speak. And don't apologise for your questions, it's fine, you can ask questions all you like. There's no need to gift it to me, Leon. I'd appreciate it if you would, but that's not to force your hand. Honestly, I will buy it eventually. It's unnecessary. But thank you for the offer, genuinely. And thank you for the compliment as well. Right. So, Molten Crag. This is going to be the riskiest thing. Why am I looking and I like to watch you? I don't know. Why do you like to watch me? I'm not sure. Assuming that you're Russian, I have no idea. Right. This is frightening. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go in and probably die. Allow me to reacquaint my bar. Basically, the thing I need to make the anti-heat potions drops from in here. So in order to get it, I've kind of got to run it at least once. So I'm doing something incredibly risky, but I'm doing it live on stream. There's people here. We'll get to see how bad this goes. Are you mad at me? I'm not mad at you, no. No. I'm not mad at you. You don't have to apologise for your questions or anything. You're asking questions. It's good. It's good. And I thank you for being here. I'm not mad. Not at all. Alright. Alright. I'm scared. Gas bugs, go away. I'm scared. Please. I'm going to try and stay in the beginning. Get some thunderworms. Okay. I need to listen for the boss. Come on. There he goes. Okay, right. Lava dragon. Yes! Okay, we're okay. That's the scary part. The scary part's over. It's fine. Music can come back on. I wanted to make sure I didn't mess that up, so I wouldn't die for the problem. The problem? Hang on. Are you still playing, or what the realities of the game? Realities of the game. Ooh, that was woo. I'm still playing. I'm just scared. Ow, I'm burned a bit. Oh dear. It's fine. I should be fine. There we go. Don't burn you that much. These might though. Get out of my way, wyvern. Got him. Okay. I'm not mad at you at all. Anyway, I'm still playing the game. I had to just wait for a second because the boss was coming. And, yeah, the boss is scary. So, I didn't want to die. Alright, this is the first time we're going to see Jin Smith. My boy Bolgon. Blah blah. Let's try that again.
Blah blah.
That's the best. Alright. I like the idea that he tells you he can craft you a big weapon. I think it's a reference to Magicite. But I'd like the idea of him crafting stuff for us. I think it'd be nice to be able to get him on your side or have him craft something. And I think maybe it might be something to do with one of the upcoming storylines, Sean. Elaborate, please. That'd be pretty cool, anyway, if you could make a brand new strong weapon using Jinsmith Bolgon, because he is a genie and he's also a blacksmith. What a guy! Oh dear, didn't see that. I need some more thunderworms to trivialize this content. What kind of material desired Bologna? Bolgona? Oh, okay, hang on. Bologna, like Italian. I don't know what materials he wants. I think it's something to do with an upcoming story rather than something that's in the game already. Because a lot of the storylines have you talk to a specific NPC and they help you do something. So I feel like we'll need to make a weapon to fight one of the bosses in a storyline that's not in the game just yet. And we'll have to bring him some weapon that's exclusive to that story. The same way we have the material called Magicite for the Galactic Fleet storyline. Yeah, Galactic Fleet or Galactic Federation. And then, oh, one-shot him. And then we need like the Ruined Clue and things for the, or things of that nature anyway, for What's the other one called? Starlight Rebellion. I feel like it's something like that. Although it would be cool to be able to do it otherwise. Whisperwood. I don't know if I could do Whisperwood. Cool, level 4, not bad. Right. We're taking risks today. I'm going to go in. I don't know if I'm going to fight Moloch, who's the boss. Because he's incredibly scary. But he's the hardest boss this side of the Forbidden Arena anyway. When you get to the arena, there are harder bosses. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to use these. I'm not going to get a level, but that's fine. You hate this place. Yeah, me too. I hate this place. I'm going to kill all the enemies there, because I think I'll be able to do that. And hopefully we'll be able to kill Moloch as well. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm level 81, so... Moloch deal over 9,000 damage on challenge level 3. 9,000? That seems like a lot. The thing you want to watch out for here is the enemies, like the treants fire these projectiles, as you can see that just zig around the screen. If they hit Moloch, like the weird baby at the start, if they hit that, it can also spawn him. So you kind of want to be careful to run away at the beginning and hopefully get to a point where their projectiles can't hit them, because they aim for you instead. How many shots is it to kill them? 3? That doesn't fill me with confidence. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, even with a crit. Alright. Moloch's HP is pretty large, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to kill him. I've got 19 shiny scales, because I killed the lava dragon. That's pretty cool. $9,000 damage seems like a lot. You can do a lot of damage though, definitely. 2 crits in a row, man. Really shouldn't be using those potions when I'm just standing around. Which means I should run the Bifrost. That's what I should have done. How can you quickly earn credits? The best way, in my opinion, is to run Challenge Level 3 Desolate Canyon. Which means you kind of need credits to begin with in order to earn them. But as long as you've got 30,000 credits to get in, you earn a lot of credits at once from just running the level. If you're with a group of people and you can do Challenge Level 3 Forbidden Arena bosses in like a group of 4 or 5, do that. Because if someone else is willing to pay, or at least you can, and you're going to run for a while, you'll be able to earn a lot of credits really, really fast. Because you get a lot for killing the bosses. Okay. I really wanted to fight Caius, but Caius isn't dropping for me. Well, these portal isn't. I want a lot faster to get to the arena. Yeah. If you know somebody on the Discord servers, there are a few. There's an official one. Nolix is also a great place to go. People are usually always asking for other people to play. And as long as someone's got a decent build and there's enough of you, you can run the Forbidden Arena Challenge Level 3. And when you're there, you have a really good position to just earn credits if someone else puts the cost down first. Because it's expensive to get in, but if they don't mind using those portals, do that. But if you by yourself, do Challenge Level 3 Desolate Canyon. Because it's pretty consistent, and you normally get about 5,000 a run. So after 6 runs, you'll start earning money, and then you just keep running it as long as you need to. If you can't go to... If it puts you in the deep jungle, just leave. If it puts you in... What's it called? Maximum level, there isn't one, but you stop earning stats at level 100. So I'm level 81, I've almost got all of the stats I'll ever get. And you stop earning those at 100. But yeah, if you can, from the Desolate Canyon, go to Hollow Caverns if you don't have another Desolate Canyon. But if it sends you to Deep Jungle, just go into the town, do what you want there, and then leave. Okay. It's go time. Okay, where are you, Moloch? Me and you. Gotta keep moving. When he moves, you just want to keep moving like this. Okay. Ah! I was trying to do it without taking any damage. But that's okay. Stop moving at me, Moloch. Ow. Yeah, I'm silent. Sorry, I'm trying to kill Moloch and I'm trying to concentrate because this is quite a hard fight. Hey, I killed him! Yes! Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I went quiet because Moloch is quite a hard fight. And on Ironman, a huge slip-up, or even just a tiny one, can make the difference between living and dying. If you want to ask me more questions, go ahead. Sorry, that was just a poor moment from me. The achievements in Magicite are really hard. Kill only one enemy during the entirety of the game. That sounds really fun. That sounds like something I'd be interested in, actually. But yeah, I did it. I did it. That's great. That is technically the hardest boss outside of the Forbidden Arena. just for standard levels. So I did that at level 81. It got me to level 82. And that makes it so the only boss I haven't fought is Caius. I haven't fought the Ancient Golem either, but he's kind of like a mini-boss, so we'll fight him eventually. That's pretty rad, I did it. Okay, so I might do a couple more runs and call it good for today. Not of the Whisperwood, though. I'm all done for the Whisperwood for now. But thankfully I did it. I'm very happy with that. I'm very, very satisfied with that victory. Whew. And I can actually do some more potion making, which sounds good. Let's see, let's get rid of these orichalcum. I did have a quest for some flamethysts. How much was it? 200. Oh, I got rid of it. Nah, I'll reset the quest. Uragorak, 2 herb emblems, and 50 zephyrs. Killer shroom, bully, Uragorak, and herb emblem. Okay. What better weapon for a warrior? If you're doing like a melee build, it depends what you want to do. If you're doing no Azazel Blade, if you're doing a high strength build, especially a Demon Horn strength build, I'd recommend the, what's it called? Hell Swath, because that scales off of your vitality and your strength. And if you've only got 50 HP, having a ton of HP regen is a really good idea, which is high vitality and then all the mods for HP regen. I've got a character that does that. So he's very, very strong, he hits really hard, and he has very, very good damage. And quite decent survivability. But the issue is that he only has 50 HP at the most, so he can still get one shot by Bullfog at level challenge level 3, where he does 63 damage with a single attack. So unless you've got bubble, you are kind of dead. Outside of that, I like... I can't remember what it was called, but I really liked a certain sword. I mean, there's like strength and tech builds, which you can get from the Claymore, which scales off your strength plus half of your tech. And that has additional range, the same as Azazel's Blade, but does more damage. And overall, it's a good weapon. And it allows you to scale into tech, so that you're able to use like different grenades and quadricopter and things like that as well. So that's also a good choice. Other than that, if you're doing strength and magic, you can use the Dark Messenger, which I quite like. If you're doing strength and dex, you can do a Dragoon Lance build. The build that I've got here, pretty much Voyager helmet, Voyager armor, the same like Aetherlight shield will be the Eagle shield, and then a Dragoon Lance. That's also a very good build because it scales off your strength plus your dexterity 3 times. That's strength plus dex plus dex plus dex. That's really powerful. I've got a build that does that. So yeah, you got lots of options, lots and lots of options. Right then. What to do, what to do. Potions, yes, okay. So, I've now got 19 of the shiny scales and a ton of the aether bulbs, thankfully. So, I'm at a position where I didn't get that many glowflies, that was weird. I'm in a position where I can basically start making those a lot, which is really cool. I can make a ton of anti-fire potions as well, which I'll have to figure out. What was the thing for that? I've got it open. Bug, loot, plant. Okay. Bug. This one. Loot, plant. Anti-heat. Okay. Put that with this. Okay, there we go. There's some of those. There's some of those. What do you think about Ringerbolt's axe? Is it a good or bad weapon? Ringerbolt's axe is really good for an early game weapon. Late game it still works because the projectiles hit enemies more than once. So on bosses it can hit them multiple times. it works the same way like the caster sword, except its scaling's a little bit lower and the projectiles don't go as far or as fast. But if you get a legendary Ringer Bolt axe, it can take you through all of the game. It's decent enough. I will eventually do a weapon on Ringer Bolt axe, so if you stick around, it will be a while. But if you stick around, I will do one on that, and I'll give you a more in-depth look at it. But in general, it's good. It's a very good weapon, yeah. Right then. So. I'm going to sell a bunch more stuff that I no longer need. Right, like that. I need these. And I'll tier 5 stuff's kind of useless, but I'll keep collecting it because I'm going to get it anyway. Credits I'll need to keep. Oh, I've got tons of credits, never mind. Credits I'll need to keep, so I can keep making these. These are useless. These are pretty much useless. Eighth bulb I need to keep. I need to try and get some more glowflies. Oh, my zephyrs for this as well. Right, loot. No. Or plant bug loot. That's what we're going to do. Or plant bug loot. Then I'm going to get credits. These things here. This is useless. I really shouldn't have this. I can sell those as well. That's good. Okay. Okay. Poison. Don't need it. Don't need that. Anti-poison, anti-heat, and I should make anti-frost. Do you think the game will add normal multiplayer? As of right now, I'd say probably not. The thing about the game at the minute is that a game like Starbound, for example, that just went into full release, has now got Steam integration. So you can be on Steam and play without needing a server. You can just invite each other to games and play like that. But that took years to get to that point with a huge team of people developing it. And even though there's like a Unity server hosting kind of thing available, because this game is developed with Unity, Sean hasn't used it, and he didn't use it with Magicite, so the answer is probably not. You'd still be better off using something like Hamachi, because it masks your IP address, so people can't just hurt you, or like do something malicious to your computer. I would like to play with a friend, but other than Hamachi, there is no choice. Yeah, there's a thing called Tungle, another one called Evolve, there's Hamachi, and then there's port forwarding, but I wouldn't recommend port forwarding because it involves giving out your IP address to other people. And like I said, that could be quite dangerous. Right then, I didn't unlock anywhere else, but I would like to get some anti-frost potions, which are tier 2, and I just got rid of all my tier 2 stuff. Whoopsie. Oh, sorry, they're tier 3. Oh, okay. But that's fine. They're not as important as the others. But I am going to run this one more time and hopefully make my way into everywhere else again. Oh, I'm going to move these around. I want to get to the Bifrost is what I want to do, because I want to get some more potions. 1, 2... 3. Ow, didn't jump that. 4, 5. 6, 7. And more portal use is always welcome. 8. Hello, boss. You got here a little bit quick, didn't you? Hello. Hello, mister. Woo! You needed to chill out. I noticed in multiplayer is much easier to play. Yep, much easier to play indeed. Multiplayer obviously has the benefit that if you die, you can be revived, which in single player isn't a choice. But it means you can play with friends, and it's not as important if they need to know how they're playing the game. You can always save them if you're good enough to do the content by yourself. Then you're good enough to do it with a friend. And that's how it works. It's a good addition. That's a very good choice, because then at least everyone can play together, and there's no restriction on that. So you and your friends aren't forced to play apart until you're both level 100 or something. So I think that's fair. I think that's good. Need to farm the Whisperwood some more, get some more glowflies. Multiplayer is not balanced. I think that's because the game isn't balanced. Things like Forsaken Mask are extremely powerful compared to other augments and uniforms. But, and I will say this every time it's brought up, I think it's almost fair because you have to reach level 100 in multiplayer. Sean said he doesn't know anything about multiplayer, so we'd have to hire a guy for him to do that. That seems like a fair assumption. But he doesn't really have the money for us to expect him to do that, so... Maybe it's in the works, maybe it'll come in the future. ...307 hits, that's pretty nice. One player hard, players 2 or more very easy to play. Yeah, again, they removed the option for... death, really. Although I have seen people wipe in multiplayer, so it's not impossible to die still. But just in general, it's a lot easier to play than single player, yeah. But again, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's just a way to enjoy the game, to have a bit more fun. But that's also why Ironman characters can't be played in multiplayer, because it'd be too easy. You could just boost each other to level 100 straight away. Right, Bifrost, excellent. Could we meet for a game? Not right now, because this is an Iron Man character, but that is absolutely fine in the future. I'm happy to do that. Let's get this to level 5. Cool. We would have it all added. I mean, if it gets implemented into Steam, where you can add Steam friends and just invite people to a game that way, that'd be fantastic. But it's not something I expect, and it's not something, you know, I won't be upset if it's not implemented. Alright, we one-shot things here. We should be fine. I'd like to see if there's a boss added to the Bifrost in the future. Because at the minute we don't have one. Excuse me, mister. There we go. Cool. So yeah, we're going to farm some mana packs off the Wickeds. Rocolia Caesar! Globs of Ether. I'll take those. There we go. We can't meet for a game right now because this is Iron Man again. I've not really been on my main account for a couple of days. Especially not on stream. I like Yetis because their hitboxes are big. Hitboxes are big, excuse me. Despite the fact I'm English, my English is still not very good. There we go. Mammoths, they were part of a quest, but I think I re-rolled it. Ooh. Oh. Did I hit him? You slippery sausage. There we go. I'll get that spicy seed back because I can make some anti-frost potions with those. Dude, you added to the game. How do you switch from files? I saw that you had an account with just this character. Oh, yeah. I'll show you in a minute, buddy. That's fine. You need more bosses. But you want me added to the game? So there's more bosses to fight. Is that what you're saying? That doesn't sound right. Either way, you added more bosses. Okay, nothing here. Yeah, I'll show you just in a second, Leon, no problem. It's not actually that different to what we did the other day when you had to fix Hamachi. It's a similar process. In this game, not so much bosses. Get out of here, Wispy. Ooh, a full stop ring. Not very useful to me, but also very cool. Never turn down free experience. Right. Every little helps to get to 100. I promise you that. Right, well, I got about 6 more thingies. What am I leveling now? I do want to get rings to level 4, but I do need to do armor, so I'm going to do armor. Anything else I need to purchase before I call it quits for the day? No. Okay, right, so that was episode 7 of the Ironman playthrough. Obviously, if people were joining me on the live stream, I'll still be around just after, but for anyone who's watching on the VOD later on, that's the end of today. We managed to get from level 71, I want to say, 73, something like that. About 10 levels. Very excited, we're nearly at the 100. I might stream again tomorrow, we will see. But we're still on the way up and up and should reach 100 pretty soon, which is really, very exciting. And I'm happy to have taken down Moloch. I'm happy to have gotten the Vault Sniper. I'm happy to have been able to do the Molten Crag without any anti-heat potions. And I was very, very excited. So, thank you very much for joining me. And I hope to see you all in an episode in the near future. But until then, please look after yourself. And I'll see you soon.